New Mexico, home to thousands and thousands of immigrant families seeking to look for a better future, my grandparents being one of them.
¿A qué edad te viniste a los Estados Unidos?
Como los 18.
¿Y cuando te viniste a los Estados Unidos, te viniste solo o con quién te viniste?
Con amigos.
¿A dónde fuiste primero cuando pasaste todo? ¿Mande?
A Phoenix.
Te fuiste a Phoenix.
Arizona.
¿Y cuánto duraste allí en Phoenix?
¿Ah?
¿Cuánto duraste allí?
2 años.
2. ¿Y a qué edad tuviste a mi mamá?
25.
Y después de tener a mi mamá, ¿a dónde viviste?
Wyoming. Y luego Colorado.
Y luego
Y
Nuevo México.
luego Luisiana. Y luego Nuevo México.
¿Y tú crees que la vida era muy diferente aquí que allá?
¿Cómo?
La vida de...
¿La vida de aquí a la de México?
Sí.
Sí.
¿Cómo?
Pues la vida es más dura en México.
Oh.
Porque allá pues no, con lo que ganas en todo el día apenas comprar una comida para la familia.
¿Y por eso te decidiste venir para acá?
Ajá.
¿Y aprendiste el inglés luego o duraste bastante para aprenderlo?
Duré bastante.
Y
Aprendí mucho en el rancho.
En el rancho. ¿Y tú crees que
Ajá.
mi mamá batalló creciendo porque tuvo que ayudarles a ustedes así como traducir papeles o así?
Ajá.
Sí. ¿Tú dirías que la vida de mi mamá fue muy diferente a la de muchos de los que crecieron aquí toda la vida? Que no tuvieron papás que se cruzaron. Sí.
Sí, pues tuvieron todo acá. No es como uno allá que viene así sin nada.
Talking to my grandpa has made me realize that he is stronger than I actually thought he was. Yes, I thought my grandpa was strong, but hearing him talk about how he came at the age of 18 with some friends made me think about myself. He crossed at the age of me right now, and he did it, and he went back for my grandma and brought his 6-month-old child. Seeing how hard they worked for my mother and how hard they worked for my uncle has made me just appreciate everything a little bit more. And not that I didn't appreciate them before this, I appreciate them even more because now I understand the struggles that they went through, and I understand how hard the journey was for them, having to cross twice just for my future, for my kids' future, because without them, I know I wouldn't be here. Now that I'm gonna interview my grandma, I just want to see how strong she was because she was the one carrying her child with her and moving away from her family.
Bueno, ¿a qué edad te cruzaste de México para acá a los Estados Unidos?
¿A qué edad?
Sí,
A los 20.
a los 20. ¿Y te cruzaste sola o con quién?
Con tu papá.
¿No más?
Y pues, ¿quién nos traía? El coyote, un primo.
Y tú, después de venirte a los Estados Unidos, ¿a dónde te fuiste a vivir primero?
A Wyoming.
¿Y luego?
Y luego de Wyoming a Luisiana.
¿Y tú, para ti fue muy difícil venirte para acá?
Mucho.
¿Por qué?
Por dejar a mi mamá y por lo que batallamos para cruzar.
¿Te arrepientes de venirte para acá?
No,
¿Por qué no?
porque aquí es donde salieron adelante mis hijos.
¿Y tú crees que es más difícil tener papás inmigrantes que tener papás que que ya vivían y nacieron aquí?
Claro.
¿Te gustaría vivir para atrás en México?
No.
¿Por qué no?
Bueno, sí, por mi mamá, pero no porque no me gustaría.
¿No te gustaría? ¿Y
No,
tú crees que muchas personas digan que vean a los inmigrantes como algo mal o algo positivo?
algo positivo,
¿Por qué?
porque somos trabajadores.
So, after interviewing my grandparents, I have realized how strong they are, and just the thought of how hard they work to get where they're at now just makes me very emotional, and I am very grateful for what they've done because they've just shown me how to never give up. They did so much. They crossed. My grandpa crossed twice the border. The first time he came with a couple friends, and the second time he crossed with my grandma and my mother at 6 months old. And that just shows how brave he is. And my grandma leaving her parents and running away to somewhere she didn't know is just very, very, very brave of her. I never thought that she was this brave, but when I talked to her and hearing how she expressed herself just made me realize. And now that I talked about my grandparents' experiences, I want to talk about mine because I was very lucky that I didn't have to grow up translating papers, but I did have to grow up with a fear. And that fear was, what if my parents and my grandparents don't come back home? And at the age of like 8, 9, or 10, my mom, she would tell me, look, these are the documents that if something ever happens, you need to know which ones are the house documents, proof of resident, like just so many documents. She showed me the tax form. She showed me where my all of my family's important documents were, and that I who to call if something did ever happen. And she did tell me and my uncle because he is only 5 years older than me. So we were taught this at a young age. And every day for a long time I would get home and just wait to see my grandpa's truck pulling into the driveway, just hoping that my grandparents made it home safe, and getting home and seeing that, entering my house and smelling the food that my grandma made just always made me happy because it just showed me that they were safe for that moment and that nothing bad could happen to them. And I just want to say that if you do have immigrant parents, I feel like everybody knows that feeling that just what if they don't come or what happens. But if you don't know that feeling, I hope that this documentary has helped you understand what it is actually like to grow up with immigrant parents and what it is actually like to cross the border and hope not get caught, and just, you cross it because you want a better future for your family. Like my grandpa said, $1 one day payday for them was only one meal for the whole family. That doesn't include the bills. Sometimes they wouldn't be able to eat a lot because they preferred having a roof over their head. And that just, talking to him about that just really hurt me, because I never pictured that until I did this interview. And I just hope this again gave everyone a better understanding what it's like to grow up with immigrant parents. Thank you.